Just days ago, we heard rumors of a historic change. Two countries close in proximity would soon become close in policy. President Barack Obama announcing an end to the Cuban embargo more than half a century old. At the same time, Cuban President Raul Castro spoke on national television to his country and denied that Havana had made any concessions to the United States. From that time until now, several questions and concerns hovered over the 90-mile stretch between the two shores. Critics filled the silence with questions of their own. Did the White House concede too much? Did they get anything in return? And what kind of message is the president sending to our closest allies when we cuddle up with our fiercest enemies? Now the silence is over and the talks are officially underway. But those suspicions have been confirmed. In reality, the two countries may share the closest distance between neighboring shores, but behind closed doors, they are very far apart. Both sides are applauding each other's effort, but criticizing each other's agenda. And one of those items on both agendas is the Cuban Adjustment Act. It's more commonly known as the wet foot, dry foot policy. And that U.S. law provides exclusive provisions only for Cuban immigrants, granting them full and legal access to stay here in this country if they can get to the shore. If the Coast Guard catches them at sea, they have to take them back to Cuba. Now, Cuban officials say they want that law overturned. They want the U.S. to deport Cuban nationals back to their country just like they would any other country.
The Cuban delegation has raised our concerns about the Cuban Adjustment Act and the dry food, wet food policy that it is applied for Cuban immigrants. That, in our conception, in our opinion, is the main stimulus for the illegal immigration.
But far deeper than conflicts about national borders and immigration, the dark history of spies, conspiracies, and lack of trust between both sides exists. And as we're starting to learn, old habits die hard. While both groups sat in the same room, they tell very different stories about what happened. What the White House desperately wants to sell as progress appears to be nothing more than a very remote possibility.